Woo! Week 7. I have no idea what is in store. Because again, we still have, what, 5 months left of the season? So, it'll be interesting, that's for sure. Hold up. Double Nightfall rewards. GMs are starting. Well, this is fun. Am I GM ready? I actually don't know. So it's 1370. Do you have to be 45? Probably. No, I think I might have to be higher than this. I don't know. Anyways, looks like our quest is up again. Actually, let's pick up bounties first, so we don't have to do that later. Try and think. Did I do anything fun? So on Thursday we went through the Shattered Realm, and 100% of that. If you missed it, you can just look at my past stream. It was fun. We used a guide from Esoteric, if that's how you pronounce it. If you just look up a guide for the Shattered Realms, his videos will come up. They're good guides. He's just fast, and I died a few times.
Yes.
I think that was the only like major thing I did. I did a couple of Pinnacle related stuff, but not all of it.
Eververse isn't just a title.
I did not participate in Iron Banner. I played the one game.
Good. You're back.
And that was it.
Make good use of
I really need to start grinding out these reputations though, so I can not only get the rocket launcher but also all the ornaments, because that's part of the triumph for the seal. I kind of need to get that done this season. I have plenty of time, but I can't procrastinate it really.
Good. No substitute for a full magazine.
Alright, now let's go. So what have we got, like, story-wise right now? Crow is AWOL. He's out in Venus. We don't know why. I kind of gave speculations in terms of, like, him wanting to go visit, you know, Gate Lord's lair, the Thousand Steps, I think it's called. Maybe he's going to the Vault of Glass. Who knows? I think Bife made a video about it. I can't remember. It was so long ago. Or like I watched it over a week ago. I can't remember. Anyways, let's see what Mara has for us.
When I first saw Crow, I looked into his mind. I did not see my brother's memories. Savathun dredged them from a place beyond my grasp when she revealed his past life to him. She suspects I do not mean to let her live once the separation ritual is complete, and is testing our patience. Perhaps she means only to hurt me. The risk of her cunning is too great, no matter her intentions. Until the conditions are right for us to exorcise her worm, I am restricting all access to Savathun. I will, however, afford you one last meeting to conclude your investigations before I seal her away.
Interesting.
Steel your mind when you face her, Guardian. The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. We have one last Techium to locate. Go forth.
Well, I guess that explains how the next 5 months are gonna go. We're just never gonna talk to Savathun again. When I first saw Crow, I looked into his mind. I did not see my brother's memories. Marasa says, frustration barely audible in her voice. While she doesn't know how Savathun managed this, she fears what other manipulations the Witch Queen could attempt. Mara says she will afford you one last audience with Savathun to ask any lingering questions you might... We haven't spoken a word. But implores you not to fall to the Witch Queen's deceptions. She says we are close now. Only one more Techian is required to exercise Savathun's warm. Alright, let's go do the normal routines. So we got Overload and Unstoppable. I'm just trying to think. So, Savathun's probably been fetching up a way to reconstruct Crow's memories. Because she should have had like a close look at his life, right? She's, you know, goddess of cunning. I'm sure she had her ways. So she probably fabricated fake memories that are very similar to real life events. In a way, kind of like making a history book, right? We weren't there, but we can reconstruct from information that we know, like how certain events happened. And then we can always alter it if we're being malicious, like Savathun, into getting a different result from that history. Or like altering history in a way that benefits the writer. So I'm thinking that's what Savathun did, but I could be highly wrong.
Your compass's work is almost done. We need to defend the blind well for just a while longer. And then Savathun will kneel before the one true queen of the reef.
Such a fun hand cannon. I know it's not the best hand cannon. It's so much fun. And it feels really nice too. I wonder if I can give it a different shade.
Perhaps it is fortunate that Crow has spread his wings. I do not know how he'd respond to the scorn after what Savathun has shown him.
Agreed. He needs time to come to terms with Uldren's involvement in their creation.
I feel like Crow needs to come to terms with a lot of things that Uldren did.
Keep an eye on the harvesters.
Not to
They'll
mention the
indicate when
fact that
ether is
everything
about to
that...
be released.
Oh, we're probably not going to hear Crow's voice anymore, huh? I just thought about that. Anyways, in terms of like everything with Mara's Sob right now, like her interactions with Crow, now that he knows that he's the long lost brother of Mara, how does that alter like what he thinks of all their conversations and what she's done and etc., right? So he's not only thinking about Uldren's past, but he's also thinking about his own personal past. Keep the orbs away. Rise, Guardian. That works too. Oh, that's an unstoppable boy. Oh, you are not Guardians. I don't particularly need it, but you know, just in case someone else does. It's so much easier to destroy those things with a hand cannon than an auto rifle. Perfect. I think that was a perfect run. It's always satisfying to get perfect equip
Well
orbs.
played, Guardian. I'm sure Crow wishes he could share in this victory.
If that were true, he'd be here right now.
Petra,
The
Can
Swarm
it?
and Taken are alternating assaults here.
calm
With the
down.
prize as big as your paracausal batteries at stake. I'm surprised by their restraint.
What, you want me to wait? They're not respawning. Sorry, he took too long. Like, if he responded right away, then maybe. Man, I love this subclass. It was just one change they made too. Someone pick it up. There we go. Oh, I'm getting frozen. Whose stasis is whose? Oh, what? What? Where did that guy come from? Alright. Alright, get out of here. Well, great. Pushing me. Come on, get stunned. Stun. 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 Thank you. Two of our buddies kind of flew off the map, so. Did I get it up there? I did not. Someone pick it up. Pick it up. It's falling. It's falling. Pick it up. There you go. gosh.
Energy readings have stabilized.
Yay.
The Guardian's compass has guided us faithfully yet again.
I mean, you gave us the compass, so I don't know why you're... saying it's like it's our compass.
Zivora claws at the fabric of this reality, forcing her way through. Protect the compass.
All right. There's the pylon. Oh, I stepped outside. Oops. Alright. Next pylon. Come on, peeps. That works too. Where is this pylon? Someone else want it? Go for it. Come on. Come on, Mr. 38. Come on. Super him. There we go. Hey, what up, Ender? Been good.
We are surrounded by terror. The dreaming city cries out. All this conflict, all this death, repeated in an endless feeding cycle to a god of war. Even this, battling to free Savathun from her worm. I fear we starve one threat to feed another. And yet I have no better solution. I just have hope. And that is, perhaps, the greatest terror of them all.
You know, why don't we just keep Savathun locked away? And then we can go deal with Zivu or Wrath, kill whatever threat's happening, right? And then we can just deal with Savathun later. It's just... Personally, like, we have her in this stasis cage. She can't do anything other than, like, speak to us. And if Marasov's gonna seal us out of that, then... I mean... I'm just saying. Alright, Forest of Echoes. This is one I had not 100%ed, so I will be doing this maybe Thursday, maybe earlier if I have the time. Probably be Thursday. I don't think I'll have the time beforehand.
Once more, we part the curtain of reality, and you step beyond.
Yeah, this is the haunted house version. So I've gotten quite a bit of the secrets from this place. There's just a handful of others that I haven't done. So anything you could do week 1, I did. Then anything after week 1, we just haven't done. Pop, pop, pop. Pop. Oh. Missed those. Pop, 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 pop. Pop. Sorry. There we go. You're too far away. There we go. Stasis crystals for days. Make excellent cover.
Beacon ahead. Be cautious. Beacon aligned. They'll have felt that. Be ready.
Most depressing grenade of all time. Can I talk about how nice infinite primary ammo is? Like, I just don't have to be looking at my ammo count while I'm spraying down a hand cannon down a lane, right? Look at us, we've completed stasis already. Get out of here. What is that? That is an unstoppable. Why am I doing this? There we go. Let us speedrun this. I want to get to the juicy stuff at the end of this quest line. I'm gonna skip through all like the side stuff. I'm gonna do that another time. Our main focus for this run is just to get it done, listen to any of the new dialogue, save the last switch.
A whole reality, sculpted by strength of will. And all we've seen are the thinnest edges of the ascendant plane.
I got in the Vex, like Vex Mythic class? Yes. I got it on my 3rd run of VOD a few months ago. Or do you mean a different type of Vex? Like, have I gotten a pet Vex? No, I have not. I wish, though. Stay still. Probably shouldn't have used my charged melee on that, but... Didn't I have like a buff thing? I made it so these things wouldn't respawn when I open that? Guess not. Do I have Vex on me?
Clear out that opposition
I don't.
so it can do its job.
I get rid of these snipers. They're gonna just piss me off. It actually doesn't look like there's many snipers. It's just lots of Centurions. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's calm down. Calm down. Mythic Classic. I just got it last week. It's really fun. It's such a fun gun, and this season makes it so strong. It's ridiculous. Because last season, it was pretty weak, and then this season they buffed it, which very noticeable buff in just terms of like its handling, its range, and its firing rate. Now on top of that, they added this new buff with linear or fusion deconstruction or whatever it's called, particle deconstruction. And it just permanently makes it better. And then the catalyst itself also buffs the damage, which it didn't last season. So if you have the catalyst and you get a kill with Vex, and then you're shooting at a higher ranked target that takes multiple shots to kill, you end up doing like 80% more damage to that target than normal. And without any like hard setup. It's just you literally kill a thrall and then you just shoot the dude. And you can almost double the amount of damage. It's so strong. The only reason why I don't use it more is because I want to be using Sleeper, which is a little bit better at like boss damage, and I can easily use a normal fusion rifle like this to deal with adds and majors and whatnot. I think this is the Cartesian coordinate? Yeah. Very good fusion rifle, especially with like Vorpal and a faster charge. Ah, she's got a shield. Of course our last Techian's taken. Get out of here. Quit making babies. Where's the witch? Don't fall off the edge. Don't fall off the edge. There we go. Missed that first shot.
It's done. The beacons are in alignment, and Zivu Arath's forces are in retreat. Let's bring our lost sister home.
You good? You good?
Zivu Arath's assault on this operation is relentless. While we've been successful, I'm left with a lingering dread.
Your guardians have been most tactical, Ikora. I would not fear. We'll succeed.
No, we
It
won't.
isn't failure I'm worried about, but success. If Crow and the Guardian hadn't stopped Zivu Arath's High Celebrant, we'd be facing an unrelenting army of Wrathborn. Without Savathun's assistance, we may have failed here. She knew. She was 10 steps ahead of us the whole time, doing whatever it took to reach this moment.
I think that's one of the most concerning parts is that, yeah, this entire year of content has been Savathun's making. I think that's been one of the most cleverest, like lore story points Bungie has done. Is that an entire year of seasons, although many of them didn't really line up in our heads. Like we went from Wrathborn Hive to Cabal Champions to Splicer Vex stuff, right? None of them really seemed related, but the whole premise was to hide the fact that Savathun was right under our noses the whole time. I think it was really cool. So we finished up most of the quest steps. We are now going to return back to the compass place in the helm and conclude the story aspects of this week. We're going to talk to Savathun for the last time and get whatever cutscenes Bungie has in store for us. If there is any.
Preparations for Savathun's exorcism are underway, but the ritual can't begin without a cosmic alignment. It will take time. I want to express my gratitude for saving our new coven of Techians. They are young, with many years left to train. You've preserved their potential. Thank you. I tried to do the same for Crow, even if it pains my queen to see him leave. It's hard to imagine there's a safer place for him than at her side, but this is for the best. You saw what Savathun did to him. She could do more. Prince Uldren and I were friends once, you know. In our own strange way. I still think about him all the time. The sound of that gunshot. He's free now. To find his way between the stars. If only we could all be so lucky.
I feel like she was way too smiley during that. Preparations for the exorcism ritual are underway. The Techians guide ley lines into position to oust Savathun's worm. It is a process that will take a considerable amount of will and time. Petrovenge thanks you for rescuing her queen's Techians. You've preserved their potential, she says, with a holographic smile. She hopes the same has been done for Crow in restricting his access to Savathun. She remembers all too well what the Witch Queen did to him. I think Bungie knew exactly what they were doing when they showed us the Witch Queen trailer, because We know even more now that she's playing us. It's not a matter of if she betrays us, it's when. It's true. It's like sometimes it kind of sucks that we get the yearly expansion release trailer at the same time as the last seasonal trailer. But also, yeah, I think they've done a good job at making it so it kind of plays with us, especially since they didn't really tell us how she steals our light. All we know is that she does steal our light and that she's still alive. And that's enough information to go off of for this season, where we know this exorcism is going to work. Otherwise, she couldn't wield the light if she has a worm in her. But also, we don't know how she steals it. So that's still left a mystery that we might see answered in this. Or start to be answered in this season. And then finished answering in the year expansion. But yeah, no, they've definitely planned out, like, all the way to the final shape. I think every single season and every yearly expansion has been pretty well planned out. The only things they need to do is like do all the logistical line readings, gameplay mechanic, coding, and graphic stuff. But storyboard wise, I think they have it all laid out, and it makes this really nice. All right. Oh, I don't think there's any more of those. All right, let's go talk to Savathun for, I guess, the last time, at least for a while, before Mara seals off this chamber, which I'm assuming those doors just kind of close, like they're 2 inches. And she says it was the last one, so I'm assuming this is Mara's spot, so they can like complete the circle. But you were the first one, right? I don't know how her legs are not dying. Alright, Savathun. Time to say our goodbyes for now.
I've been keeping tabs on you. Your victories against my sister. The mess you've made of the Ascendant Plane while you rescued your third-string witches.
Hey, that's rude.
Delightful to see so many working towards a common goal, isn't it? I'm glad I can again be the catalyst that brings humanity and the reef together. It's a pity Mara Sav doesn't see it that way. Her face is a perfect porcelain mask. But look behind her eyes, and you can see the incandescent rage burning within. She's very upset with me.
Well, no, Dip.
This will be our last talk until the day of the ritual, O Guardian Mine. Now that Marasav's coven is assembled, the only thing left to do is to keep Xivu Arath from ruining things while the ley lines fall into position. This may take some time, but I have waited millennia to be free. I can hold out for just a little bit longer. Farewell. For now.
Before we're locked out, and before I comment on any of that, I just want to say, what an awkward position she's stuck in. I would hate to have that be my frozen position. Anyways, I know Savathun's trying to sow doubt for the Woken Queen, for Mara, for us to be hesitant towards helping her. But Mara's crafty, but she's also not out to destroy us. Yes, she has her own agendas, and maybe we won't agree with them, but her goal isn't to end us like Savathun. So, at least for me, any trickery in terms of Savathun trying to turn us against her isn't going to work for me. Do you think we're actually going to get Osiris back or not? So, my initial thoughts on this was that Osiris was possessed, not replicated. So that when Osiris was consumed by Savathun and she turned into her shape at the beginning cutscene, that's the day we lost Osiris. Mylan Games put out a video later that week, kind of sharing some evidence and whatnot, and it kind of convinced me that Osiris could be somewhere else, and that was a mimic. And then Bife released a video a few days after that, talking about how that was probably Osiris getting consumed. So, my initial gut instinct from watching the cutscene, understanding a little bit of the lore, is that no, I don't think we're getting Osiris back. I think Osiris is gone. That doesn't mean I'm not holding on to hope that I'm wrong, and that he is out there somewhere, and that hopefully Mithrax and Saint 14 can find him. Because obviously, you know, we're going to be betraying Savathun. Savathun's going to be betraying us. I do not count on her to telling us where Osiris is, if he is still alive. The Bow lore tab hints that he's still alive. I think that lore tab is... what's the right word? Could be taken both ways. Where is it? There it is. So I think, like, obviously the line, like, she has stolen my form, my voice, but also he can see everything in first person. It's as if he's living through all of this. So, like, so again, Bungie's left this in the air for us. It reminds you of Toland. Again, like I said, you might be right. Like, it honestly can go both ways. Don't get me wrong, I'm holding on to hope that Osiris is still out there, but I would not be surprised if he died. Oh. I'd highly recommend watching Mylan Games and Bife's videos regarding this, because both of them talk about both sides. And they make some very good points. But yeah, hopefully we see Osiris at the end of this. Gosh, I hope so. Or like at the beginning of the Witch Queens, like us going to the Ascendant Realm and searching for Osiris. Like if you remember looking back at the trailer for Witch Queen, you can see the Guardians and Ikora with the base up. Like maybe it's us scouting the Ascendant Realm, but also it could be like a rescue team, because we've pinpointed that Osiris is there and we're trying to find him. But anyways, those are just theories. Seeing them both and Bife's video really made me feel for Saint. Oh yeah. It's sad. It really is. What? Mara's not gonna speak to us? It's just a message? Oh, this is dumb. Marasov tells you that the time is nigh for the exorcism of Savathun's worm. Her Techians, the wayward ones you rescued from the ley lines, are ready to perform the ritual. It will strip her of her power, leaving her significantly weakened, she says, with pointed ambition tinging her voice. You get the sense that Marasov does not intend to let such an opportunity go to waste. Well, no dip. We know the plan is to slay her at this point. Lastly, she tells you that Ziva-Orath will not simply let her sister be separated from her worm. The Queen of the Reef calls on your light to defend the ritual and see this through to the end. She says Saint 14 is already en route to await Osiris' return. Wait. Are we about to witness this? Already? Only 1 month into the season? Or do we have to wait a week? Okay, quest completed. Alright, we do have an audio. That's the quest done. Wait, is there more this week or no? Let's listen to this.
Petra? Svenge? Can you hear me?
What do you need?
Well, do you know, what Savathun showed Crow? You won't tell me?
The truth, I imagine. Or perhaps some shade of it. My queen is furious.
Oh. I'm sorry. For a lot of things, but mostly for Crow. Being Crow.
It's not your fault.
I could have told him.
So could I.
It's not the same.
No. I suppose it isn't.
How long did it take Mara to forgive you? For what happened to him?
To Aldrin? Be patient, little light. He'll come around.
How do you know?
Because Aldrin was always a fool for love. And your crow loves you.
Well, that's just a heartwarming conversation. It's sad, but it's cute to see Glint like that, reaching out to Petra for help. This also means Crow is still not taking this easy. And although the lore tab with Crow and Glint shows that Crow isn't mad at Glint, obviously there's still like he's not communicating with Glint as well, and I don't know, being more distant with him. I read that snippet and thought it was Crow talking to Glint. Oh my gosh, I was about to retract everything I just said. But no, we're okay. So there's one more message, but the voyage is done. So I'm assuming this is the next mission, right? And that will lead to our last radio message, which will also lead to our last lore book. Page 8. Which means crap is going to go down next time. I don't know if this is going to happen next week. Or like months from now. Actually, I'm going to look on the Bungie website real quick. Before we read this, I'm going to essentially just call it for the day. Season of the Lost. Where's the road map? Do I look at the road map? Is it even posted around here? Ornaments, season pass. There's the calendar. Wow, it is very empty. So Season of the Lost is gonna, well, sorry, Festival of the Lost is gonna start up soon. Then we got the 30th anniversary in December. Oh, that goes all the way till February. I don't know. Okay, let's. So I don't know if this new quest line with the exorcism of Savathun is going to happen next week, or a few months from now, or a month from now. No clue. But let's read Interpolation. I hate you. It's the first thing Mara says on reaching Savathun's crystalline prison. Her words lack heat, but echo through the cavernous chamber nonetheless. I just want to be absolutely clear on this. I hate you, and I wish nothing but pain and suffering for the rest of your miserable existence. The crystal shimmers, and Savathun's gentle laughter ripples through Mara's mind. I know, the Witch Queen murmurs. I could have you jettisoned into the sun, Mara says coolly. But unlike some creatures, I uphold my word when I give it. But we're not the same creature, are we not? Savathun wonders. Although Mara can't see her smile, she has no difficulty imagining what it looks like. I am nothing like you. No, of course not. Savathun's voice is easy and languid. Some might mistake her for being sincere. Mara has taken the same tone too many times in her life not to recognize it for what it is. I thought you were a powerful, competent woman plagued by a difficult relationship with her family, Savathun says. Someone who weaves complicated, long-spun schemes across the arc of time's bow. My mistake. Mara stares at the crystal, clenches her jaw, and turns her back to leave. But before she can take even one step towards the door, she feels Savathun's consciousness brush like silk against hers. I thought you were someone who believes herself to be so smart, Savathun purrs, that she is easily blinded by her own ambitions and self-appointed genius. Someone who is so certain of her solutions that she fails to see the inherent peril in her plans, and yet too embarrassed to ever admit that she may have gone astray. Tension knots the muscles in Mara's shoulders and back. Over the years, she has trained her face to remain a mask, but she is not always as skilled when it comes to the rest of her body. Savathun continues, I thought you were someone so afraid of being vulnerable that you'd rather fail than enough. Mara rounds on Savathun's prison with the precision of an angry viper. She does not raise her voice. Instead, she lowers it. That might work on him, she says. The last word like fire on her lips before it still pains her to refer to Crow by any name. But you'll find my armor has fewer gaps. Power surges around her hands as she slams them against the crystalline surface. A lattice of radiant energy winds itself around Savathun's prison, and Mara hopes that the furious drumming of her heart and intermittent flare of her nostrils will be mistaken for exertion, not a different kind of weakness. When the spell is complete, Mara steps back. Her glowing eyes dim. She wavers with fatigue, listening for the psychic echo of Savathun's voice inside her skull. There is only silence. Shut up, Mara breathes, a strange marriage of relief and loathing. Shut up. Interesting. Oof. So I guess Mara didn't just close the door. She full on just reinforced the crystalline that she's stuck in so that her conscience can't go out anymore. And that makes sense. I think that's a better fortification than just closing a door. I admit, throughout Destiny's history, Mara has been seen as this pristine character. This person who really does have a plan for everything. That every action and word and thing that she does is for a purpose. But she's not a god. She fails. She has weaknesses. As hard as she tries to prevent those from showing and from happening, they'll happen. And Savathun is the perfect person to come weaving into her life and being like, well, let's just find these little weaknesses and just kind of pluck at them. So I know right now Savathun's trying to seed doubt within the minds of the Guardians and within her allies. But I think it's just something that personally I just expected. Yes, Mara is fallible. She is not perfect. Her plans aren't always the most correct ones to go with. And at least from what little knowledge we do know still, I would still side with her. But that's not to say that Mara's not becoming susceptible to Savathun's words. She might crack, and honestly that might be the part that will free Savathun in the end. Oh, I think a good example is like if you ever watched Marvel's Infinity War, when Peter Quill, he learns that Gamora died and that Thanos killed him, he breaks and kind of ruins everyone's plan there. Where everything was going perfectly fine, but then it's just like mentally something snaps and one decision is made and everything goes wrong. I think that's going to happen with Mara. Maybe. If not with her, then with Crow. But all because Savathun is weaving those cracks now so that she can shatter one of them at the right moment. So, that's at least like my perception of things. But yeah, we'll need to wait for the exorcism. I don't know if that's next week. Don't know if it's farther down the line. Personally, I don't know of any updates in terms of Festival of the Lost, so no clue when we'll start playing with that. Given it's a very repetitive thing, so it's not something like it's not going to be that big of a highlight for the next few months in terms of the stream and content. Maybe do some stuff on our own, or maybe on the stream just to grind out whatever rewards that are there. You think it'll be Saint that breaks? Probably. No, that's a good option. I forgot that he'd be there. Even though they just said that he would. Yeah, no, it very well could be Saint that breaks and kind of shatters the plan. That's a good point. It definitely won't be our character. Our character's too heartless in a way. I don't know. our character just they have a great impact, but not that great of an impact, if that makes sense. It's just not how Bungie's written our Guardian's story. But yeah, it's crazy. It's winding up. I think it'd be cool if the exorcism does happen next week, and then all this gets revealed, and then the rest of the season is actually us maybe looking for Savathun. That's why we continue with the ley lines. Maybe there's some story involved with Festival of the Lost or the 30th anniversary, right? Where it's just us chasing Savathun down, or hints of her stealing the light. So like the story of us getting the War Mouth Savathun isn't the main story that's going to go for 6 months. It's like chapter 1 of this season's story. So that'd be really cool. It'd keep the story fresh, keep it going, and that we don't get bored story-wise for the next half year. Because obviously, like, you know, with all the events coming up, we'll be okay gameplay-wise, but the story doesn't feel like it's been stretched out like Season of Arrivals was last year. Because, oh my goodness, that sucked. That was rough. Because Bungie was not anticipating it to be delayed so long, but this time they were. So I'm just hoping that they have some plans for that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. I think that's everything for this weekly content, other than, you know, just, you know, your normal Pinnacle powerful grinds. Trials of Osiris will be coming out this weekend. I think it's back to normal elimination mode. So those of you who hated Control, which I think most people did, don't have to worry about that anymore. Maybe I'll do Trials. Probably not, though. Maybe next week. Yeah. Let me know how you think of the story. What your thoughts and plans of the future are going to hold. I am no lore master. I do take credit for knowing a little bit more than the normal person who plays Destiny. Just because I do enjoy reading all the lore cards and the weapons. Keeping up with the videos that the lore masters do release. And trying to pay attention to all the little details I see in the game. But I'm not perfect. I've had many speculations that are wrong, but I've had some that are right. But anyways, that's it from me. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will be back on Thursday. We might 100% the Shattered Realm again, and then continue on with our Halo series in preparation for Infinite, which looks so good. I am excited to play the campaign for it, because the gameplay itself looks really fun. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I